Glitter bomb your vagina?
Why not?
So that's what some are doing, Dr. Drew.
Well, all I know is we haven't had a glitter bomb in my house yet, but...
So, Dr. Nita, what the hell?
I haven't given up hope. There's always
tomorrow.
So
what is going on?
What happens is people put these capsules like into their vagina, and then with arousal things get warm, it gets a little moist, it dissolves, and then you get a glitter-like substance. So when you have intercourse, it gets a little festive. Now let me say.
Wait.
I have a question.
Like a Roman candle?
I didn't do it. You let us know.
I don't understand. What is the appeal to a heterosexual man?
As a heterosexual male, let me say there is none.
Oh, but Dr.
Me?
Gordon?
You're not. You only live once.
Mind you, Drew, it's 2 years later, you're still going to find bits of glitter down there.
Well,
Yeah, it's like a cute way of women marking their men. It's like a territorial thing.
That I like,
kind of.
girl.
Those sparkles are going to be
that I
around
like.
for a while.
See?
That I like.
Maybe
like,
that's
this
what's
is my
happening
color
here.
glitter. Why do you have red glitter? We use purple glitter. Like that. But let me say, seriously, as a gynecologist, I can't support this. Forever is a long time when you married, and I do encourage people to get innovative, but you also have to be, I don't only encourage it, but I like applaud it. But you also have to be safe. And when you're talking about this stuff, there's sugar and things like that. So yeah, your partner might like glitter, but do they also like yeast infections and bacterial infections? Because that's what it may lead to. This isn't the actual product, but this is kind of how it looks. And let me just say, we're laughing, but on behalf of gynecologists across America and perhaps around the world, I have to kindly ask that you not glitter bomb your vaginas.
Women are putting worms down there. Why?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so
look at that guy. That one guy, he came to play. He's trying to let him out. Let's see if he gets out. Give him some space.
Help me out.
Come here, fella.
So it's called formicophilia, and some people experience sexual satisfaction from having insects crawl on them. So sometimes they use spiders or roaches or beetles or ants. Some people like to be stung by bees, but this particular story came about because there was a young man who got on the internet and he wanted some advice because his girlfriend wanted him to put worms into her vagina, and so he just wanted some advice about that. And overall, of course, we're gonna say that's a no-go. Don't put worms in your vagina. You can get irritation, you can get bites, you can get infection. It's just bad. So pick another fetish, like blindfold each other, talk dirty, use your fingers to feel like worms. Like, do something else. Do something else.
You go, girl.
Woo!
Talked a lot about highlights in your hair, highlighting your face, lasers, skin brightening. That's a huge, huge beauty trend. But have you thought about lightening things up down there? Beauty blogger, I guess her name is Huda Katan. More than 25 million followers on Instagram, so that's a lot of followers. Sparked a controversy after posting a DIY vaginal lightening guide on her blog. So I guess this is what she used. So Doc, talk to me about how she did this.
Okay, so first of all, they call it vaginal lightening, which is the red flag number one, because they're not really talking about the vagina, they're talking about the vulva, which is the outside. So your labia, your clitoris, things like that. So that's red flag number one. They didn't use the proper terminology.
Well, I mean, it sounds like whether it's going to actually lighten anything.
I gotta tell you, I don't have a vulva, but putting lemons on my vulva doesn't sound fun.
It wouldn't sound fun to the average woman because, I mean, this can be it can be irritating, right? Because it's really sensitive skin, so it can get irritated, and additionally, when you start adding all of this stuff down there, then it can throw off the pH, increase the probability of infection and things like that. And then a bigger thing for me is, ladies, when it comes to your vulva, we know that they can look different. And honestly, the way your vulva looks at 32 or 42 is not going to be how it looked at 17. It has a few years under its belt, right? But that's okay. That's okay. She's been good to you, so be good to her. Don't start rubbing lemon all over her.
I've heard boric acid suppositories can actually work for certain vaginal bacterial infections. Is this true?
Actually, this one is true. It is. So she specifically asked about bacterial infections, And sometimes when someone has recurrent bacterial vaginosis, also known as BV, we will give them boric acid. So we know that BV will cause women to have this fishy white vaginal discharge, and it's because the balance between the good bacteria and bad bacteria is off in the vagina, so it messes up your pH. Now, I will say this is not first-line treatment. We typically just do an antibiotic, but if you have what we call recurrent BV, which is when you have 3 or more documented episodes within 12 months, then we may do the antibiotic, plus we'll try the boric acid. But if you purchase boric acid, remember that you can die if you consume it orally, so make sure you keep it away from kids. So you can have it in a couple of different forms. It can come as a suppository, or you can use it as a capsule. But either way, you'll get this applicator, and you just insert it into your vagina, and it should help your pH. So I normally tell you not to feed your vagina, but when I do tell you to feed your vagina, I recommend boric acid.
There you go.
We have a tweet from Kelsey. Why does the area around my vagina get sweaty? Can I use deodorant down there?
Well, we know that certain areas of the body will have more, hair follicles and sweat glands, your scalp, under your arms, and in your groin area. In the groin region, so the vulvar region, you can have, some sweating because you have 2 types of sweat glands down there. It's to cool things off, right? Because that's what sweat does. It cools things off. And also sometimes that sweat, when the fluid is released from the gland, it can mix with the bacteria that's normally on skin, and it can cause a little bit of an odor, which may be a little annoying. And that's why she's saying, well, can I put deodorant down there? Your vagina, your vulvar region, I should say, is a very sensitive area. You need to treat her with care, meaning don't put deodorant down there because the skin is really, really sensitive and you don't want to irritate it. What you can do is you can do things like wear cotton underwear or wear underwear that will absorb moisture, wear loose kind of flowy things as opposed to wearing a lot of tight clothing. If you're overweight, maybe losing a little weight will help because you won't get as much sweating down there. And also when you're exercising and you're out and about and it's hot, make sure you're changing your underwear so it's not, you want to keep the area clean and dry. That's the whole goal. So yes, your girl might sweat a little bit, but don't put deodorant on her.
The same goals for men and women.
Yeah.